Hey, what's up, viewers? Patrick from Bob versus Only back into videos, episode number 5 of Family and Friends Become Bob versus of the day. And today's verse comes out of Proverbs 18, verse 24. And it says, "One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." Let's get into it. The Bible study recap from last night begins with the book of Mark, chapter 14, verses 61 and 62. And it says, "But Jesus remained silent and gave no answer. Again, the high priest asked him, 'Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?' 'I am,' said Jesus, 'and you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven.'" Matthew 26, verses 63 through 64 says, "But Jesus remained silent. The high priest said to him, 'I charge you under oath by the living God, tell us if you are the Messiah, the Son of God.' 'You have said so,' Jesus replied, 'but I say to all of you, from now on you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven.'" In Matthew chapter 24, starting with verse 29, it says, "Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken." And then verse 30 and 31, it says, "Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other." And then verse 34 says, "Truly I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened." Verse 45 says, "Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom the master has put in charge of the servants in his household to give them their food at the proper time?" Verse 40 through 41 says, "Two men will be in the field. One will be taken and the other left. Two women will be grinding with a hand mill. One will be taken and the other left." And verse 51 of chapter 24 of Matthew says, "He will cut him to pieces and assign him with a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." And Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 says, "Again it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them." Verse 24 says, "Then the man who had received one bag of gold came. 'Master,' he said, 'I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See here is what belongs to you.'" And verse 27 through 28 says, actually, verse 26, 27 and 28 says, "His master replied, 'You wicked, lazy servant, so you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. And that's all for the verse portion, and that will do it for the video. Thanks for watching. And until next time, me again, viewers. In every way, God's way is always the best way.